Well, this is it. 3 games left to stay in the Premier League. And Man United and Arsenal are two of them. This might not go well. Hello and welcome to Season 9, Episode 8 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode we have the final 3 games of the Premier League season. We're away to Man United, at home to Arsenal. They're like first and second in the Premier League. And then on the final day of the season we're away to Villa, who are bottom. If we have a proper look at the Premier League table, Man United have just been crowned champions. Arsenal have already qualified for the Champions League. Villa are all but relegated. In fact, they are relegated, aren't they? I don't see there's any way that Villa are going to stay up. We are 3 points clear of Bournemouth, who are in the top relegation spot, with a game in hand. But our game in hand is against Man United or Arsenal. Doesn't really matter which one. We have had a rather encouraging news story saying that if games go our way today, a draw will be enough to guarantee safety. And I guess that's true. If Bournemouth lose their game, Swansea are gone as well now. So it's just this one place left that's between Bournemouth, Derby and ourselves. If Bournemouth lose, we only need to draw to stay up. If we win, it doesn't matter what. If we win, it doesn't matter what goes in the Bournemouth game. We're staying up. But obviously, the problem is we're playing against newly crowned champions Man United away from home. On the subject of Man United, I think we've mentioned this before and spotted this before. But somewhere in here, it mentions David Moyes, Man United manager, entering the England Hall of Fame. David Moyes is back at Man United. He's been their manager for... How long has he been their manager for now? He went back nearly 6 years ago. Over 6 years ago in game. He's won the league twice, won 8 cup competitions in that time. He's now officially a Man United hero, having lasted not quite so long the first time round. So I guess in reality time, that means in about 2 years' time, he's going to be Man United manager again, and it's going to lead to another period of success for the club. Who'd have thought? Who is Paul McGuinness? Well, anyway, he took over after Diego Simeone. There you go. That's the story of Man United. The story of our season, since you were last with me, I think the last game we had was the draw away to West Brom. We then beat Wolves 3-1 in our next game. 2 goals from Henry Smith, 1 from Thierry Ambrose. That was a really important result. Wolves are about 8th at the time. But then Derby, who are still below us in the league now, we went away there and lost 2-0. But then Newcastle, who are in the top half of the table, we beat them 2-0 away. And then Southampton, who are currently in a Champions League spot, we drew with them 2-2 at home, and it was another one of those last-minute equalisers for Southampton. So, again, very, very erratic form from us. A horrific run-in, but if results go our way, we only need 1 point, and we could probably get that against Villa. I don't want to leave it to the last game of the season, but... you never know. Perhaps Man United won't be bothered today. Let's get into the match anyway. This is the team that we're playing. It's only the 3rd time we've used this counter-attacking system, but we're away at the champions. It seems silly to go there and attack, especially because Johnny Vaughan can't play, because obviously he's a Man United player on loan to us. So that takes our attacking midfielder away anyway, so we're just going to bring Almeida into the side to play as an anchor man. Other than that, it's a very familiar looking side. Let's go and see what we can manage to do. Why is the man not fit? Oh, I think he's just coming back from injury, actually. We have been playing Leader at centre-back while the man's been injured. What is he talking about? I don't care about their players. Yes, let's show them what we're really capable of. And what, hopefully, we're really capable of is a 0-0 draw. That's what we're going for today. Leader's been looking really good, playing at centre-back alongside Dane. So... if we don't manage to get Dane on loan for another season next year, although I'm going to try and buy him this summer the way we bought Zaman last summer. We've had Dane for 3 years now. Surely the message has got to come through to him eventually that he's an Ipswich Town player long term. But if we don't manage to have Dane at the club next season, whether permanently or on loan, I think Leader has a future playing as a centre-back alongside Zaman, which of course means it's time to look for a right-back again over the summer. So priority number 1 over the summer is 2 new fullbacks, because we've already identified we need to replace Haidara at left back, and I think it's probably a good idea to bring in a proper right back as well to let Leader start competing at centre back. Other than that, our transfer plans, assuming we stay up, which I could look like an idiot in couldn't time that better. I could look like an idiot in about 15 minutes time when you know whether we've stayed up or not. But if we stay up, our plan is try and sign the 2 loanees permanently. I hope we might be able to get Dane. I don't think we've got a chance of getting Vaughan, but we'll try anyway. Bring in a couple of fullbacks, and that'll probably be it for business for this summer, apart from maybe trying to identify a few cheap youngsters in the same way as Henry Smith was a cheap youngster in the transfer window just gone, and sort of try and make do with what we've got. I think we've got the basis of a lower mid-table Premier League team now, with just a few additions in key positions might make it so we can establish ourselves a little bit. Ben Garrett's been called up into the England squad, by the way, so I feel that justifies the signing of him a little bit. Henry Smith has also been called up into the squad, as has Johnny Vaughan, that's kind of what he's telling me we've got no chance of keeping him next year. Surely Man United are going to keep hold of their current England international. Right, we are being absolutely battered in this game. United have had 5 clear-cut chances. We are very lucky to only be 1-0 down. The message that is sending me is stop doing the counter-attacking system, you moron. So, who have we got to play in behind the front 2? And who are we going to take off to make room for them? I think what we will do... How's the man doing fitness-wise? Okay. We are going to take off Christensen. And we are going to play in his place Gomez, who's going to come on and play behind the front 2. And we're going to go and try and equalise. We're going to try and get the job done today. Bournemouth look like they're losing, which means an equaliser is enough to guarantee our Premier League status, assuming United don't then score again. So that's what we've got to go for, really. We're back, proper attacking, going for it. It's the Ipswich way. Can't believe they had 20 shots in the first half. How are we only 1-0 down? If they repeat that in the second half, it's not going to end well for us. Garrett must be having an absolute blinder. Right. Texera can't get it through, but Almeida intercepts. We need to get it out wide to Leader so he can get across him, but they're just cutting off any service we can give to our fullbacks. They've spotted our game plan and they're 2-0 up. And we are being absolutely taken apart by Man United here. I tweeted a little while ago about a really one-sided game we were involved in when we had like 8 or 9 clear-cut chances and only won 2-0. It's happening the other way. United are absolutely dominating us, creating so many chances. Garrett's not even playing particularly well. I guess United are just not playing very well at all in front of goal. Ambrose is through there though, and we've got one back. That's Ambrose's 17th goal of the season now. I think he's the 3rd highest scorer in the Premier League at this point. After all those doubts we had pre-season, I'd like to think I'm now vindicating the decision not to sell him for £15 million in the summer, because I don't think we'd have got a replacement capable of pushing for 20 league goals this season. And without those goals, we'd be relegated by now. So, yeah, I'm claiming that as genius on my part. Right, we're going to bring Sterling on for Smith and stick Ambrose back as the complete forward again. And hopefully Sterling is a big game player, as we know he is from last year, and he's going to come and snatch the equaliser for us in the most unlikely draw any team has ever had in the history of football, because we have been dominated. For there still to be a chance for us to get back into this game with 10 minutes to go is ridiculous. But Ambrose is clear down the left. If he can get a cross in, he does. He finds Gomez, but Gomez just hasn't got it. I think we might have to... I've been persisting with him for, 3 seasons now? A time has got to come for him and Maraglia where we just accept they're not going to come good. And I think that time is fast approaching. We haven't really got anything on the bench that is going to improve that team. I think I'll just bring Zubeldia on for Almeida, because Almeida's tired. But other than that, we just need to... we just want to snatch a goal. Snatch a goal at this stage, that would be amazing, because it looks like Bournemouth are losing. So if we can snatch a goal from somewhere, we stay up with 2 games to spare. Come on, lads. Gomez, find Sterling. We're into the last minute of the game. It's not going to happen today, though. But, encouragingly, after this, Bournemouth only have 1 game left. They're 3 points behind us. We have 2 games left. We have a better goal difference. So it's looking promising at this stage. But obviously we're going to go and lose at home to Arsenal as well. So there is going to be a little bit of pressure on that last day of the season against Villa if Bournemouth manage to pick up a win. But there you go. That's the league table. Let's go and play Arsenal. Right, home against Arsenal. We've gone back to the tried and tested system. So Vaughan comes back in the side ahead of Christensen. Other than that, the team is unchanged. I may have made a bit of a mistake though. And it isn't all as cut and dry as I thought it was. I thought Bournemouth were playing when we played our last game. They weren't. We no longer have a game in hand. Derby won as well on that day. So all 3 of us now have played the same amount of games. We're only 3 points ahead of Bournemouth. Yes, we have a better goal difference. They're playing Man City today. So fingers crossed. There's those fingers again. Fingers crossed they'll lose and we win. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Because then we're going to stay up today. Otherwise, it's all on the Villa game, which is going to be the last game of this episode. I tell you what, this is getting tense now. And my mind keeps going back to that second season when we were in the Conference National with Boston. And it didn't look like we were going down at any point. And then we still went down. And it was devastating. And I think I'd probably have to leave Ipswich if that happened. I don't want to, and I don't think they'd sack me. But I don't want to go back to the Championship for another year. I'm a Premier League manager now. I'm either staying up with Ipswich or I'm leaving. I'll go abroad if I have to. But I want a top flight club next season. I'd like that club to be Ipswich. I can't go back to the Championship. Right, come on Thierry, grab us a goal. That is a beautiful run, but he blazes it over the crossbar. Big game Thierry strikes again and we're 1-0 down. Oh, well, this is not good. Luckily, it looks like Bournemouth are already losing as well because they're still on the same 34 points they were on at the start of the game. In fact, we need to find the scores. Oh, in fact, no, I think I'm doing it again. I think Bournemouth are the 5:15 kickoff. So I'm doing it again. They're not playing yet. I don't think. Let's have a look. Where's the latest scores? No, Bournemouth aren't playing. So forget where Bournemouth are and what they're doing. We just need a point today, at least. We need to get back into this game. It'd be lovely if we could find a way to beat Arsenal. I don't rate our chances. Arsenal and Man United are comfortably the 2 best teams in this division. Luckily, the 3rd best are playing Bournemouth 15 minutes after this game ends, and we're 2-0 down, and we need Man City to get a result for us later, because otherwise this is all going to get a little bit messy going into the last day of the season. I do not want to be relying on beating Villa, because Football Manager doesn't work that way. We're in a horrible run of form. They've got a new manager coming in by then. Probably they sacked their manager last week after they got relegated, so they're going to have a new manager to impress. I haven't even looked who Bournemouth are playing on the last day of the season. I daren't, because it'll probably be Swansea or, I don't know, Derby. Oh, tell me it's not all going to end this way. You might see me resigning in this episode, and that's something I never thought I'd do in Non-League to Legend. I've got 2 years left on my contract. I'd be mad to resign, really. They might sack me yet. I don't think I'll resign in this episode. I think I'll need to think things over for a day or two and then figure something out. I've not been sacked yet. We've not been relegated yet. What am I talking about? Come on, why are we not even trying in this game? Come on, Ipswich. Right, flick on from Smith. Smith should be trying to get a hat-trick in this game. Arsenal wrote him off. Never going to be a Premier League player. He's going to be playing for England this summer. Oh, he's won a penalty as well. No, he hasn't. We've got a player sent off, but not a penalty, apparently. Johnny Vaughan's going to take the free kick. And that is one of the worst free kicks I have ever seen in Football Manager. That was ridiculous. Right. Come on, lads. Vaughan gets the cross in, but it was obviously so poor, it didn't warrant continuing the highlight. We're now against 10 men, but all they've done is taken off their playmaker. So, defensively, they're no easier to break down than they were when they had all 11 players. Right, come on, Keziah. Bring on the players we know and trust at this stage. Christensen, you're coming on as well. And you're going to go to where we know you're good. I might even bring Zabeldia on. Just bring last season's team back together again. They wouldn't have rolled over this way. We're not going to get back into this game, are we? Oh, this is not good. Gomez can come on for Vaughan. Maybe he's got some magic in him. Maybe. Oh, come on, 2 late goals. We did it against... Who did we do it against? Liverpool earlier in the season? No, it wasn't Liverpool. We beat them. Was it Arsenal? Don't even remember who it was against. We did it against someone... We're not going to do it today, obviously, because we've got less than a minute to do it in. And Arsenal are just going to score again to further erode the goal difference advantage we've got over Bournemouth. Oh, come on, not like this. We always said we were going to lose the Man United and Arsenal games. But knowing it from Christmas onwards and then having it actually happen are 2 very different things, because if we'd have played any other teams, we would be safe by now. As it is, we're on 2 straight defeats. So is it 3 straight defeats even? I think we lost the last game of that little run I played offline. So morale is going to be shot, and we've got to go into this last game of the season and get a result. On to Villa then. Right, last day of the season. Let's talk permutations. Bournemouth went and got a draw with Man City, so they're now only 2 points behind us. Our opponents today, Aston Villa, beat Manchester City in their last game, so they are buzzing. We're playing Aston Villa. We're only 2 points ahead of Bournemouth. Bournemouth are at home to Tottenham, and Tottenham are 6th and they need a win to stop Chelsea forcing them out of UEFA Cup place. So hopefully Tottenham have got every incentive to go out and beat Bournemouth, but Bournemouth are the home side. We are away against a team who have already been relegated, but they've got a new manager in place. They've just beaten one of the best teams in the country, and they're going to feel like they have a point to prove. We are basically relying on Spurs today, because I am not feeling confident at all going into this game. I've decided we're going to attack. We're going to go out there and try and win the game. It's our natural game. I don't want to go there, counter-attack, and have it all go wrong. So it's too big a risk. We've only used that system 2 or 3 times. I don't think we've won with it yet. And we really need a win today. So this is the team that we're going for potentially our last game in the Premier League. Potentially my final game as Ipswich Town manager, because I've kind of decided I think I might be off if we get relegated. So in goal, Ben Garrett. The defence is Leader, Haidara, Dane and Zaman, and then the midfield of Kuhl, Almeida and Texera, and then Vaughan behind Smith and Ambrose up front. Interestingly, Keziah Sterling has been called up into the England 30-man preliminary squad for the Euros or the World Cup or whatever's happening this summer. Henry Smith didn't make the cut. Since Henry Smith signed, he's pretty much started every game ahead of Sterling. Either I'm wrong or Ronald Koeman's wrong. I'll leave you guys to decide. But we're going with Smith again today. Sterling has the potential to come on and make an impact from the bench. The media have got us 4-1 to beat a team that were already relegated. I mean, this is ridiculous. We should be favourites today, but we've not won a game for ages. And there's been a 2-week gap as well since the last game, which is also annoying. It's the first 4-4-2 I think I've seen in the Premier League, so that's interesting. Before we get started, we need to get the other results on the screen. So let's get latest scores on. We'll put that here. Not that bothered about the formation they're playing. This is the one we're keeping an eye on, Bournemouth-Tottenham. We need Tottenham to score 5 goals in the first half so that the pressure can be off a little bit, and we can... At that point, I'll probably go counter-attacking in this game and just try and sit back and not do anything stupid. Are you joking? Spurs have dropped... Oh, it's because Chelsea are winning. We're now losing. Villa are only 1 point behind us at this stage. I mean, they were relegated ages ago. That shows how poor our run of form has been. They're on an incredible run of form. We're on a terrible run of form. We're getting nothing out of today's game. Perhaps I should have gone counter-attacking. I don't know. We're relying on Spurs. That's what it's got to be. I'd like to point out to Football Manager and Tottenham. Tottenham were my first FM16 save. So, you know, there's that there. You've got to do a job for me now. I helped you guys out for a season and a bit and then kind of stopped uploading videos for that series because it was boring. So, yeah, Spurs, show me why you're not boring. There you go. That's the best way to phrase it. I'm not enjoying this even a little bit. Vaughan tries a shot from miles out that he probably should have just tried to slot through. I don't like the way this is rolling down the screen. We need to. I'm watching that more than I'm watching the game. I can see Leader because he's near the latest scores. Ambrose with a chance to put us level, which would be incredibly helpful at this point because Spurs are still not ahead against Bournemouth, and as long as that goes on, I'm panicking because I know it's going to tick over and it's going to be a Bournemouth goal. They were so much better than us last season. Based on that alone. Yes! Haidara's got a goal. Forget all that nonsense. It's only his second goal of the season. I've been saying for ages how we're looking to replace him. He's just trying to remind me just how important he was to promotion last season, how important he's been since he signed, and that is a beautiful finish for a left-back. That's in the top corner from, 15 yards out on his right foot. That will do nicely because I think now... because of the goal difference, even if Bournemouth win, if we can stay level here, it doesn't matter what happens in the Bournemouth-Tottenham game. That being said, I'd still quite like to see Spurs get a couple of goals before half-time because my blood pressure's going through the roof. What's my pulse doing at the moment? Let's have a look on the old watch. I am up to 85 beats a minute at the moment. That's not healthy, is it? Oh, come on. I need my pulse to go back to normal. How am I going to explain this to my family if I have a heart attack because I'm playing Football Manager and getting too into it? So we're 2-1 down again now. I mean, look, that's just too easy. There's not a challenge gone in there. Pulse, what's the deal? What are we on? We're down to 78. I'm clearly chilling out a little bit. I've resigned myself to the fact we're not winning this match and we're just really hoping that Spurs do us a favour. Which they're still not doing. They need to pull their finger out. It's like they don't even want to get into the UEFA Cup, which actually, why would they want to get into the UEFA Cup? That's probably what it is. They can see Chelsea winning. They've found a way out of Thursday night football. Oh, we didn't think of that when we were looking at permutations. Oh, for goodness sake. We really are relying on Spurs now. Because we've thrown this game away completely. We haven't won for like 4 games. We deserve to go down based on the form in the last 6 weeks of the season. But there's been so many high points. We're so close to being a good Premier League side. We just need that opportunity to demonstrate that next season. How has it got to this? This is Boston all over again. We've got 25 minutes to go. Bournemouth are going to score in the next 3 or 4 minutes. We're going to drop into the relegation zone for the first time since like August, and it's a complete mirror of when it happened with Boston in season 2 of Non-League to Legend. Oh, Tottenham have scored. Whew. Okay, let's make some pulse. What's going on? We're up to 80 again. This is horrible. Right, Henry Smith's injured. Keziah Sterling, come on. Show why you need to be playing for England this summer. Go get a hat-trick. Almeida, get off. You probably won't play for us again because you're too old. Christensen, you're back in, son. Right, come on. 3 goals now. Then we don't need to worry about what's going on with Bournemouth Tottenham. At least Spurs are in the lead now. It's still only 1-0, so Bournemouth have still got time to score 2 and ruin my year. But it's all looking a little bit safer for the time being, and I hate saying that. Right, Gomez comes on for Vaughan. That might be Johnny Vaughan's goodbye. I would say it's very unlikely we're going to have him again next season. What a player he's been for 2.5 years on loan. Oh, come on. Get the ball away. Get up there. Right, Football Manager, developers, if you're watching, which I don't really understand why you're not, send this to them. Everyone, tweet this episode at Miles so he can hear this. Why haven't we got picture-in-picture? I want the Bournemouth-Tottenham game, tiny little version of it, just in the bottom corner of my screen so I can actually watch their game. I'm not interested in my game at the moment. I want to watch their game. Right, that's it. Full time just ticked over in the Bournemouth-Tottenham game. I think we've done it. By losing 3 games in a row on live comms, but we are safe. We have another season in the Premier League. Whew. That was stressful. Pulse, how's it hanging? Down to 72. I've clearly chilled out immediately. Right, I want confirmation. Yes, Bournemouth are relegated. We are not. We're staying in the Premier League. Fantastic. Oh, that's been stressful. Let's have a very quick review of the season. That screen is why I was right not to sell Thierry Ambrose, because without him, what a terrible season it would have been, because he's the only player who scored goals, and he's nearly got a goal every 2 games in the Premier League. It's going to be a battle to keep hold of him this summer, I think. But what a player he's been. Not really any goals from anywhere else. Henry Smith is looking promising. What injuries he got? He's only out for a few weeks. He'll be back in time for August. Player-wise, Haidara, again, I've been going on for goodness knows how long about how we need a left-back. But if we're looking at ratings alone, Haidara's been our best player and Tavernia's been our second best. And I've spent all season saying we need to replace him. I still need to calm down. Ambrose, then Texera, Dane, cool. It's good to see some of the new players up there with ratings over 7s. Again, it hopefully justifies a little bit the business we did in January, because without those players, I don't think we would have stayed up. I can't do a proper review of the season. I need to calm down. You know my plans for players for next year. I've already agreed to sell Jordi Amat, so that's going to free up some transfer budget. Tommy Orr's being released on a free transfer finally after being out on loan for the season, so that frees up a bit more. So we've got plenty of wage budget. We'll hopefully have plenty of transfer money to spend as well. And we'll be able to bring in a couple of fullbacks. You know how much I like bringing in a fullback. And then hopefully Dane and Vaughan. Ha! One of them and the other on loan would be nice, but I don't rate my chances of either of those things happening. If you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure you pop a like on there for me. Let's get 100 likes on this episode. We've just survived a season in the Premier League when nobody, including me, thought that would be possible. So that is worthy of a like, and why not a cheeky little share as well? We've not done shares before. Share it, tweet it, email it at someone. Hold your phone up to people in the street. Shout, look what's happened here. Ipswich has stayed in the Premier League. Subscribe to the channel so you can find out what's going on next year. I'm not actively looking for a job over the summer, but if something decent abroad gets offered to me, there might be one of those secret extra episodes appearing over the next couple of hours, telling you all about it. So if there's another episode appears this evening, that means I've got another job somewhere. Spoiler alert. Obviously you don't know who, because I haven't applied for anything, and I probably won't. I'm delirious. Thank you very much for watching.